If you clicked on this video, you're probably getting ready to solo parent, or maybe you already are. Maybe it's just for a week, maybe it's for more. I wanted to capture my experience doing solo parenting for a week just to be able to give some ideas for how to keep yourself sane while you are going through this experience if you've never done it before. And this was my first time, honestly, going through it. But I know that being a stay-at-home mom, it can be very challenging, especially if you don't have your partner with you. How to get through it is kind of what my goal of like, let me share my experience of what I went through and how it worked out. And I want to give you 7 different tips of ways to keep yourself busy, keep your baby busy, and get through the week or longer. And not just keep yourself busy, but actually enjoy the time. So if you're new here, hey, my name is Lauren. I am a new mom, and my baby has now turned 1 years old. I can't even believe it. But he is still very much my baby, and I am still learning the ropes. I'm also pregnant with my next. I am 7.5 months pregnant now. So my husband recently went out of town on a work trip to London and Paris. This is the first time that I have been alone with my baby since he was born, just completely without having a partner. I don't have any parents or family in town. I don't have any super close friends that I could like rely on to be able to help with watching him and things like that. We did hire a babysitter for just a few days, for a few hours, just so I wouldn't go completely crazy. And I was honestly kind of scared to go through this, especially being pregnant and having a toddler. And I say toddler, he's like halfway in between baby and toddler, but he's mobile now. He's crawling. He's moving. Um, and I think that it's very helpful to be able to share this with you guys because I know when I was getting ready for this, I was looking for other people's videos, being like, what do I do? How is this going to look? How is this going to be? And I know that there's a lot of moms out there who are doing this all the time. Major props to you. I mean, I did it for a week and I made a big deal out of it. And a lot of you are doing this a lot more and working and doing all sorts of things. So I don't mean to take away from that, only to give any sort of possibly helpful tips that I figured out along the way. And just major appreciation to any of the moms who are creating content like this to help share with others. So I've logged each of the 7 days. I have 4 of them up. This is day 5, but I wanted to give like a little quick cheat sheet to here's the tips that really helped me along the way, in case you can't make it through each of the 7 days, because I know when you have little one at home, you can't necessarily make it through a ton of videos. So let me just kind of condense this down. So my biggest tip is to pre-plan each day with some sort of adventure getting you outside the house. I know we all hear that, just get outside the house, just go for a walk, but it's so crucial and it just makes such a big difference, I think, to our mindset and the way that we feel about the day. And if you don't pre-plan it, I just find it's just so hard to get the fuel to launch to get outside the house. But once you do, I just in my experience has it's felt so much better. And to pre-plan it is a whole different thing than waiting till the day of. This can be as simple as just going to the grocery store, going to a park, going to a restaurant that maybe it's a place that you would like to go that your partner maybe doesn't always like to go to, and treating it like a little date with your baby. Just doing things that are going to bring you and your child joy and trying to think through, what might excite them. Like maybe it's going to the library and playing with the toys, or maybe it's going to see a lake that has ducks. I mean, there's simple things that can bring joy to your child. And even if they're like just super, super young, like when they're just a month or two old, they're kind of not really aware of what's going on in the world. Then you might want to focus more on what's going to bring you joy and just make the most of it. But the biggest thing is don't wait until the day of to decide because it's going to feel just easier to stay in, which can quickly become depressing and it can just be overwhelming to be alone, especially with a child that maybe can't talk yet. And the only way that you get social interaction is through YouTube or, maybe calling someone. But if you're anything like me, a lot of the people that I have to call are busy during the week. So it's, it's one of those things where you got to kind of get out into the world with other human beings and really interacting to feel not so alone. So without further ado, here are my 7 different ideas to get through the week and enjoy your time with your baby while you're solo parenting. So, number one is go on a mom friend date. And if you don't have any mom friends yet, that's okay. You can go on Facebook groups that are local and just see if anyone else is looking for a mom friend because this is kind of a common thing that we are lonely and looking for people that we can connect with that understand what we're going through. And I've recently gone on a few mom friend dates that were completely new. I'd never met them before. And it can feel a little awkward at first, but you have at least a really big, important thing that you can share, which is you have a child now. And a lot of times you're talking about how much do they weigh, how much do they sleep, the same old things. But it can just feel so good to connect. That is idea number one. Idea number two, go out to lunch or dinner with your baby to somewhere that maybe your partner doesn't normally want to go to. And my baby is waking up from his nap, so he's going to come join us. Hold on. Oh, he's stretching. Okay. Here we are. Mr. Sleepyhead's waking up. Oh, you're so cute. Look at your hair. Idea number three, go to your local library, and they usually have like a babies and books kind of thing where they do some cute little songs. And like usually newborns to around 1 or 2 years old are welcome, and it's typically free. So it's a good way to meet other moms and have, just a little bit of interaction, right? You liked it. You liked the babies and books. And they also have little play places typically in a library. However, I will say, I do think a lot of germs are shared. So just, sanitize the hands. Yeah. Do lots of hand sanitizer. But we can build up our immunities that way, I guess. So it's you win some, you lose some. At least you get out. You take the risk of possibly getting sick, which we did. But still, I think it was worth it to get out. And you had fun. Idea number four, go to a sensory class or make your own sensory bin at home. Something as simple as just getting a clear plastic tub, like a big bin, and then you put rice in it, and then you can get just like some cheap shovels and scoops and things like that from the dollar store. It doesn't have to cost much at all, and it really can distract them for quite a while, and it can be fun. It's a lot of learning that happens there. He now has a paintbrush to keep him distracted. Okay, we're gonna make it through this video, I swear. Number five is going to the zoo, which is what we do on day five. If you keep watching, you can see my journey going to the zoo here in Nashville and our experience. And I have a feeling that probably most zoos would be somewhat of a similar experience. But overall, I think it was a really great, fun thing to do. Number six is vlog your experience. If you're anything like me and you like to, just create videos and capture the moment, I feel like it can be a really great way to just kind of keep yourself busy, distracted, having fun, help others if you feel called to share it on, social media. And even if you don't share it with anyone, or maybe you just share it with your partner, I think it can just feel like you're doing something meaningful with your time and helping others get through this experience. So that's part of why I did it. And number seven, if you can afford it, hire a babysitter, even if it's just for a few hours. And if you can afford it, go get a pedicure or a massage. If you can't, no worries. Take a nice long bath, and that can be wonderful. Just set up some chill music, some candles. Ask the sitter to take them out for a walk or take them to another part of the house where you can't hear them, just so you can just take some time to do some self-care or whatever that might look like for you. But that's what I like to do. So those are my ideas so far. I'm sure there's probably a ton of other things, and I would love to hear what you have done as a solo parent if you've already gone through this and you have some ideas. So comment below and keep watching if you want to see how day five went at the zoo, or click one of the videos that will show you days 1 through 4. And now, day five. Day five, and we are at the zoo, Remy and I, and soon to be next baby. And we are just taking a walk. It turned out to be really nice. I thought it was gonna be a little bit too hot, but they have a lot of shaded areas. We saw lions and tigers and bears. I actually think we saw all of those except for the lion. Maybe it was a lion. I think it was a female lion if it was a lion. I don't know. Might have been all tigers. It's been a long day.
I think this was a good decision. We went and did a sensory art play thing in the morning. So we got to play in the rice that was like kind of like supposed to be like sand, and played the Play-Doh for the first time. Just basically finding a whole bunch of activities for Remy to do. And I think that's really helped, and it gives me things to do. So we're gonna head back, take it easy for the rest of the day, and see if we can get a FaceTime call with Daddy. He called me earlier, but Remy was asleep. So only 2 more days. So today's Thursday, we got Friday and Saturday, and he'll be back Saturday night. So it's a pretty zoo here. It's actually a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. I'd say it's worth it, and it's great for moms if you're in the Nashville area. Like tons of strollers, very obviously walking friendly. I wouldn't want to come here if it was any hotter, but they did have tons of fans and shaded areas and little spots where you could get in the air conditioning. And I think I've exhausted Remy, so he's probably hopefully gonna sleep on the way home. We learned, we discovered, we explored, and we saw tigers and bears and rhinos and giraffes. Let's see, where are we parked? Okay. So doing good on day 5. Oh, and this morning did have a little moment where I went into Ben's office, his home office. I just wanted to smell his scent because he has like colognes and things, and then you could just smell him in there. And then I opened his letter of the day, and it made me cry. I just miss him. But we're having a good time anyways, aren't we, Rem Rem? Yeah? All right. Day 5.
Okay, we did it, Remy. We got through the intro. This is what it's like to create content with a baby. Yeah. I don't know how all the moms do it. You moms are out there making content all the time. More power to you. I'm trying over here. It'll probably be Christmas time by the time we get this published. All right, here we go. On to our day. Keep watching.